Imagine commanding an army before you even turned 18. Across history, a select few young rulers defied the odds, proving that leadership and bravery aren't just for adults. From ancient Macedonia to feudal Japan, these remarkable individuals carved their names into the annals of history, each with their own story of courage, strategy, and destiny. Let's meet 5 of them and learn how their youth shaped the future of nations. Their stories remind us that age is no barrier when purpose calls, and that even the youngest warriors can leave a legacy that inspires generations. Alexander the Great, Macedonia, circa 336 BCE. Picture a determined 16-year-old Alexander of Macedonia in 336 BCE, standing tall in battle armor with his father's legacy on his shoulders. With piercing eyes and the weight of an empire's future, he leads his first cavalry charge at the Battle of Chaeronea, commanding warriors twice his age with a charisma beyond his years. The dusty plains of ancient Greece stretch behind him, capturing the dawn of one of history's greatest military careers. Even at this tender age, Alexander had been trained by Aristotle himself, absorbing lessons in strategy, philosophy, and leadership. His presence on the battlefield was electrifying, inspiring the Macedonian phalanx with every order. Despite his youth, Alexander's tactical mind quickly earned the respect of his seasoned soldiers. That day, at Chaeronea, his cavalry decimated the sacred band of Thebes, a feat that signaled the rise of a conqueror. In this moment, the world glimpsed the unstoppable force he would become, a young general who would one day claim to be the son of Zeus himself. His victories would expand an empire from Greece to Egypt and as far as India, forever shaping the course of history. And though he would die at just 32 in 323 BCE, the legend of Alexander, once a teenage warrior, remains one of the greatest stories ever told. Ptolemy XIII, Egypt, reigned from 51 BCE to 47 BCE. In the golden sands of ancient Egypt, an 11-year-old Ptolemy XIII stood solemnly draped in regal robes and the traditional Nemes headdress, the weight of the pharaoh's crown pressed upon his brow. Behind him, the towering pyramids symbolized his dynasty's legacy. Surrounded by Roman advisors and soldiers, his young face revealed a mix of innocence and determination as he prepared to lead his forces against his powerful sister Cleopatra in a struggle for Egypt's throne. Ptolemy XIII was thrust into leadership after his father's death in 51 BCE, barely old enough to understand the intricacies of power, yet the turmoil of civil war demanded that he act like a man long before his time. He found himself at the center of one of the ancient world's most legendary love triangles, Cleopatra and Julius Caesar. With every battle, he had to navigate political intrigue and the constant threat of betrayal. Though history remembers Cleopatra more vividly, young Ptolemy's brief but turbulent reign left its mark on the fate of Egypt. His armies clashed with Cleopatra's forces in the streets of Alexandria, igniting the fires of a civil war that would shape the destiny of the Nile kingdom. Despite his youth, he showed flashes of cunning and ambition, though ultimately overshadowed by the brilliance of his sister. In the end, his defeat and tragic death at the age of 15 in 47 BCE remind us that even the mightiest crowns can rest on fragile heads. Edward III of England, United Kingdom, born 1312. On the misty hills of medieval England, a 16-year-old Edward III of England, born in 1312, gripped the hilt of his sword with steely resolve. A crimson banner fluttered in the wind as he prepared to lead his knights into battle, determined to reclaim his father's lost honor and defend his kingdom. His youthful face, framed by a coif of mail, hinted at the king he would become, courageous and unyielding. After the deposition of his father Edward II, Edward III had to grow up quickly, balancing the ambitions of his mother, Queen Isabella, and her ally, Roger Mortimer. At 16, he led English forces against the Scots at the Battle of Halidon Hill in 1333, securing a decisive victory that solidified his claim to the throne. His early triumphs in battle earned him respect from his barons and set the stage for the epic campaigns of the 100 Years' War. Edward's reign would see the rise of English chivalry, the founding of the Order of the Garter in 1348, and the Black Prince's exploits. His youth was marked by a fire that refused to be extinguished, lighting the way for a kingdom that would shape Europe's destiny. His confidence grew with each campaign, inspiring loyalty and admiration among his soldiers. Edward's strategic mind and natural charisma marked him as a king who was born to lead, even in the face of adversity. By the time he reached adulthood, he had already earned a place among England's greatest warrior kings, forging a legacy that endures to this day. Scipio Africanus, Rome, born 236 BCE. Beneath the bronze sun of Italy, a 17-year-old Scipio Africanus, born in 236 BCE, stood beside his father's battle-worn legionaries. His youthful yet resolute features mirrored the iron will of Rome itself. Wearing a Roman tunic and a crested helmet, he carried a short sword, ready to defend his people from the Carthaginian threat. Even at this age, Scipio was known for his tactical brilliance, earning the admiration of his peers. At the Battle of Ticinus in 218 BCE, he famously rescued his wounded father, showcasing both bravery and filial devotion. His formative years were shaped by Rome's darkest hours, when Hannibal's elephants trampled the legions at Cannae in 216 BCE. Yet even in defeat, young Scipio studied Hannibal's tactics, determined to one day outwit the general who haunted Rome's dreams. This burning ambition would lead him to Spain, Africa, and finally to victory at Zama in 202 BCE, earning him the title Africanus, the conqueror of Hannibal himself. His youth was marked by a single-minded resolve, fueled by a desire to restore Roman honor. Even his enemies noted his calm under pressure and his ability to inspire his troops. Scipio's rise from a young noble to Rome's savior cemented his place as one of the greatest generals of all time. Toyotomi Hideyoshi, Japan, born 1537. Amid the rolling hills of feudal Japan, a teenage Toyotomi Hideyoshi, born in 1537, stood proudly in samurai armor, a determined glint in his eyes. At this age, he had already proven his mettle on the battlefield, rising from sandal-bearer to trusted warrior under Oda Nobunaga. His hands rested on the hilt of a katana as cherry blossoms drifted around him, symbolizing both the fleeting nature of youth and the strength that would one day unite a nation. Hideyoshi's rise from peasant to power is the stuff of legends, his ambition fueled by a keen mind and a fearless heart. As a teenager, he displayed an uncanny ability to win loyalty, forging alliances that would later secure his place as Japan's great unifier. His time serving Nobunaga taught him the art of war and the value of strategic cunning. Even then, he was learning that victory often required more than just brute strength. It demanded wisdom, patience, and adaptability. In those early years, his journey was just beginning, yet every step brought him closer to the destiny that awaited him, a destiny written in the scrolls of Japanese history. His youth was a time of intense learning, where every battle scar and every hard-earned friendship shaped his character. From carrying sandals to commanding armies, Hideyoshi proved that even the humblest origins could forge the mightiest leaders. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the lives of young legends who have changed the world. If you found their stories as inspiring as we did, be sure to hit that subscribe button and click the bell icon so you don't miss our next video. Let's continue celebrating the power of youth together, because every young voice matters.